And look, all afternoon, right? 2:30 till 3:30, we're very patient to let this prove itself that it's going to hold above 0065. So that's, bro, we were asking ourselves, is this going to hold 006? And now you're talking about it hasn't dropped below 0065, and there's only, right?
Yeah.
So where else? 24 minutes left. Where else is it going to go? It broke 006. It already told you that at 2 o'clock. It held 006 by 3:30. And we're pushing, and buyers are coming in above that level. So you got, if wherever you want to risk off, you want to risk off 65, be very strict. You could risk there. If you want to risk off 60, that's a little more risky at 60. But it's still, you still have the possibility of the next day going up 50%. So that 60 cut doesn't seem that risky when it's at a penny the next day, right? So no matter what, in the grand scheme of things, we knew this had the potential to go up the next day. So at this point, once it got to 15 minutes before the close, it confirmed. That was a confirmation, you know? And when buyers started stepping, I think we scooped it right here on this break right here.
Yeah.
20 minutes left, right? And the stock is holding on to 6.5. Ideally, we got in at 6.5, but we did not. We let it prove itself. And it comes back up to 70. So at that point, there's 20 minutes left. We really feel strongly that this is going to go up the next day, right? It's done the dirty work. Power Hour has done the dirty work. There's only 15 minutes left. So at that point, we were willing to take that, you know, a little bit of more of a risk than we normally would, but that opportunity to really make some money the next day. And we did. So we took it right there, boom, at 70.
So we bought it right here.
07.
Now there's a key thing in the last 20 minutes that happened that changes up our situation compared to last week. Because last week you probably figured out like, oh, what happened last week? Why did it go wrong? And if you weren't on ours last week, I would love for you to go watch it. Yes. But there were red flags going on.
Completely different than this.
There were red flags happening last week. We bought it in the same situation with the same exact idea.
Dude, it didn't break out.
It
couldn't even get back above the breakout.
Well, this didn't really break out too.
But it was the long-term resistance that it's also
I know,
couldn't
all the way
break.
up to 6.
That was the spot where it couldn't break.
It couldn't come back up to
It couldn't get to 6. That was the resistance from the long-term resistance. This was already above the long-term resistance. We're talking about just a little seller pressure before the close.
But this part right here where it was able to hold that 6.5, once again, that really solidified our comfortable.
So it kind of dipped. It went up to 7.5.
Because this little part right here, what happened to us last week, and it kept coming down. And we did have the chance to cut it there, and that's when you usually want to use your day trade. So if you're in day trade and you're wondering, when do I use a PDT? Like, I don't want you to use the PDT unless you're down and have to cut your losses. So in that situation, if this stock were to come back down to 6, you know, usually the odds are against your favor because you bought it way higher.
Yep.
But in our situation, we're a lot more comfortable because the stock's closing above where we bought it. So we actually have a small cushion compared to last week where it was actually closing down. So that's just a key thing to realize. I mean, there was a lot of other key factors, like I was saying. Yes, we weren't even at high a day on the last stock. But one of the biggest things was, at the end of the day, when you're buying a stock, you want to make sure it can hold the support you bought it for. And that's exactly what happened here, if you watch it. And it held that 6.5 as well as the 6 breakout, which was the last
confirmation
last fight. And then it held it. So now we're going to zoom into the next. We're going to slide into the next day. And this is Monday morning. So this is the second straight week, guys. This is beautiful stuff. Everybody hates fucking Monday because they're done with whatever they did on the weekend, even though there's not as much shit going on for coronavirus. But when you could wake up Monday morning and feel bad, and then you have money all of a sudden pop in right in the first 5-10 minutes, usually your mood can change and you can have a really good week coming up. And that's what happened last week with TLSS or WLL. And this is what happened this week with OPTI. So now let's move over.
We were only up a little bit. We were about 5% going overnight. So we didn't have the biggest cushion, but we knew we knew we were looking for. Behavior was there.
Yeah. So now let's go over to show you what happened. So we get a nice start to the day. So at least we get
Okay. You pressed the pedal, huh?
So nice. So there we go. The first minute, guys, OTC. Remember, OTC is not like listed.
Let's go.
Don't be a listed stock. Don't be a listed junkie. And if you are, make sure you stick in the cuts. But in this situation, a gap up with OTCs in the first minute is what you want to see. And that's what we got.
Yep.
All right, so I'm going to scoot over a little more now.
Yeah, it came
Damn,
down.
these candles need to slow down.
It came back down for a second there, so it gapped up, but like, see what I was saying, that open spot, it still held above where it opened. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm sorry, the previous close.
Right.
The previous close is still held above that level where it closed,
70, yeah.
and it came right back the next minute, right back. So there wasn't even a thought of really pressure at that level. So at that point, we're like, all right, beautiful. This is in control, and we could have took profits at 009. That's actually a phenomenal.
This is
bag.
actually 20-something%.
That's actually
20%
a very,
or more.
very nice bag.
So for those who did that, good job.
Yeah, don't be hard on yourself if you didn't
It's
take
20-something%. Yeah, 30%. So if you did take that, great fucking job. Like, don't be mad that, like, oh, wow, this thing kept going. You gotta be proud of yourself for that shit right there. But we were patient.
Yeah,
we
were
knew what we
patient.
wanted.
We didn't have a lot in it too, so that helped us be patient.
Also, TD Ameritrade was straight glitching.
TD was glitching hard.
I don't know if you guys are a part of that. If you guys are a part of that, TD, I've never seen that in my life. We've been trading for 7+ years, 6+ years now, and we've never seen something like that. That was super strange. That happened to TD Ameritrade that day. But this was also that day. So luckily it didn't fall out on us because that would have been awful. But the stock did. We stuck to our plan, which is the key thing is sticking to your risk, knowing how much you're going to lose. Which if it did come down to 6.5, we put $1,200 in this. So we were going to lose $120. So we went in the stock saying we're risking $120 to look for. We ended up with 600 plus. So you're risking 5 to 1 here, 4 to 1 all the time when you're looking into stock.
Pull it up on.
So this is the coolest thing. Let's finish the trade. Let's finish the trade. All right. So boom. 640. Yeah. So look at. We're gonna tell you how we came with 640. So boom. The stock
banger.
The stock gaps up, but holds the gap that from here and comes back up. Key thing to notice about OTC stocks: whenever you're in them, you want them to gap up if you're in them overnight. And if they do dip in the morning, you need them to hold the gap up at least. And if that happens, you're usually in control of the stock. Key thing about OTC stocks. And if that doesn't happen, your odds are against your favor. So always want the odds in your favor. So that's what happened.
Look at that right there. That's in control. That
Boom,
chart right there,
bam,
means you are in. You got it. You got it.
All right.
Got this stock where you want it.
So now we decided at this point we're not going to lose any money because we're going to have our cut point right here at the lower day. So we'd actually make like 5% if it came back down. But we're going to see what can happen here. We're holding 8. Great spot for it to hold. And look what happens. When there's a sub penny and you're at 8, you know what 2 ticks away is. 1 penny. Uh-oh. What every sub penny wants to become. Every sub penny wants to be a penny.
It's like
just know that.
guacamole. They come up.
Just like when you're younger. You want to become an adult until you're an adult and you get whacked right back down.
It actually wants
every
to be.
sub penny
And
wants
it might
to be
for a little bit.
All right, so let's see what happens. So we love the fact that it's showing now strength, and boom, we broke high a day. Now we got 9 bids. We got 9.5 bids. We got bids going crazy now and ask going crazy. And here we go. There's our one test. Key about one test though. It usually busts one or it comes right back down. This one already came from all the way down from 4-2 the day before, 2 days before. So usually when that happens, it's most likely going to get busted down. So in our instance, we wanted to just sell it if it got right above that penny, but we knew it was going to come for the penny. So we actually had our sell limit. It looked like we sniped the top here. We actually had our sell limit right here at 102, and boom. We cancel out at 102. We got the penny we wanted. We got 40 or 50%.
Pull it up.
On 1,200. Let's show you guys. Boom. 45% on 200 shares. This is what I mean about growing your small account. This is what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Listed stocks, you can do shit like this, but you're most likely going to end up with a huge loss. Way more than a win
We
like
put
this.
1,400 flat. 1,400.
1,400 was able to get us to 620. So
45%. 46.
we're not putting a lot on the line. For those out there that are like, these guys have 109,000, they make money only because they have money.
And your question
No.
of whether 0065 or 006
It's not
is
like
going to
that.
hold.
If you have 3K in your account, you could put 1,200 on a stock. And that's what you should start with if you're starting with. So here we go. So there's a perfect instance of how to grow your account right there, baby. Let's
Guys,
go.
this takes care of, if you're putting 1,400 in, this takes care of about 5 or 6 5% losses.
Bam. That shit'll have you wigging.
Hey. Hey.
Hey. Hold on, we gotta do a quick set. Hey. All right. That was a little celebration. You gotta have fun.